Welcome to the Fit Vegan Podcast, the show where we help you optimize your health, fitness, and mindset on a whole food, plant-based lifestyle. My name is Maxime Sigouin. I am a former triathlete, powerlifter, bodybuilder, and basketball player, and I've been vegan for 9 years. I've also been able to coach over 350 vegans from 20 different countries to completely transform their bodies and their health. I'm excited for you to listen to today's episode. Let's get into the show.
All right, good morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Fit Vegan Podcast. Today, welcome to our 5-minute Fridays, which I don't know if I've ever made one within 5 minutes. So today, I want to share with you what is the one thing that you can do that will only take you 45 minutes per week that will give you a flat stomach guaranteed. I want you guys to guess what is that one thing that you can do on a weekly basis, once a week, that would guarantee you a flat stomach. All right. If you think about it, there's no one workout you can do that'll give you a flat stomach. So here's the key. And I want you to keep listening once I tell you what the secret is. The secret is you need to meal prep. Not crazy? This one thing alone can guarantee you that you'll lose the weight on a weekly basis. So let's break it down and let's think about this together. What is the common issue when it comes to fat loss, right? For most people, they don't really like exercises. For some, they do like exercising. But then once people start exercising and they become stronger and fitter, they like it and they keep doing it, right? We only hate things that we suck at. And if you've never worked out before and you're just starting off, you're like, oh my God, this is terrible. I don't like this. My body's sore. I don't know how to do the movement. I feel uncomfortable. But then once you get used to it and you become stronger, you get addicted to the progress of like, oh, I feel toned. I feel strong. I see my body changing. I love this. The hardest part about transformation is nutrition, right? Simply because there is emotion connected to the food. A lot of us use food as either a coping mechanism or an escape mechanism. And so there's a direct correlation between emotion and food. And so once we feel stressed, angry, tired, whatever it is, we reward ourselves with food or we use it as a way to cope. So if you don't have healthy food available for you, are you increasing or decreasing your risk of being successful, right? If you don't have healthy food available, you're decreasing your risk of being successful in the transformation that you want to accomplish or just in the level of health that you wish to have in your life, right? So by having food ready, right, it doesn't guarantee you that you're going to eat it once the food is ready, but it highly increases your risk of you eating it because having it available makes it that much more easier. All right, so if you can take one day a week, usually on Sundays, you take 45 minutes to an hour and you meal prep your food for the week, right? So here's for most people, they don't prep their breakfast simply because they're at home when they wake up in the morning and they make their breakfast before they go to bed. If you want to prep it, you can do overnight oats. You can grab the ingredients for your smoothie, put it in Ziploc bags, freeze them, and in the morning when you wake up, you just dump the bag into the blender and then you have your smoothie right there, right? There's many different ways for you to prep your breakfast. For lunches, most people go to work or they're working from home and it's hard to kind of stop in the middle of the day to cook a full meal for yourself. So having food ready for your lunch makes the world of a difference, right? Post-workout smoothie, you can do the same thing. You can have it ready in little Ziploc bags and then pop it in the blender when you're done your workout. And then for dinner, it's when it takes a little bit longer to cook, right? If you're like me, probably a really busy schedule, you can have some foods ready, right? You can bulk prep some rice, some quinoa, have some pre-cut vegetables, have sauteed a bunch of vegetables ahead of time on Sunday. You can have a bunch of tofu cooked up or some tempeh and then some beans or whatever, and you just put it together for dinner. So if you take 45 minutes to an hour on Sundays and you prep all of your lunches for the week, and then you prep your bulk ingredients for your dinner at night, it'll be a lot easier for you to stay on track. Because listen, I get it. If you're tired, you have a long day of work or you're in between meetings and you're like, oh damn, I need to eat, I'm hungry, but I don't have anything. You're gonna go for the fastest thing available, right? So I know that for me, when I don't have some of my food ready and there's a protein bar in there, I'm just gonna go for a protein bar. I'm gonna go another 4 hours without eating, which is not healthy, right? I'm human, I have my moments too. So having your food ready allows you to just grab the meal, eat it. and then go back to your meeting. That we don't need to lose like 30 to 45 minutes in the kitchen preparing your food. And especially if you're going to work, you don't have really access to a kitchen. So preparing your food makes the world of a difference. So if you do this one single thing, it'll allow you to stay on track with your nutrition. Once you come home from work and you're tired, food's ready. You just bam, 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 put it together, put it on the stove, and then you warm it up, because I don't really use microwaves. You put it on the stove and then you warm it up. And then for your lunches, your food is ready. For your breakfast, takes 2 seconds. For your smoothie, it takes 2 seconds. Because again, if you're coming home from work and you're hungry and you don't have any food ready, you're going to want to eat something to hold yourself off until you eat. And do we make the best decisions when we're stressed and in a hurry and hungry? No, we go for the easiest thing possible. And to me, it's funny because people will pick a burger in that scenario, but it's as easy to order a salad than it is to order a burger, right? Like it just takes a few words. Can I have a burger or can I have a salad? You're just changing the last word. Same level of simplicity. You still got to pull out your cart and pay for it. But I understand, right? We just, our level of discipline and resilience is just down the drain at that point. And so that's why it's always better to have food available. Now, for those of you that say that you don't have enough time to meal prep, I'm gonna offer you a second solution. And if you don't take this second solution, then we'll just have to reevaluate why you don't have time to meal prep, right? Personally, what I like to do is sometimes when I'm entering a really busy period, because I do run 3 companies now, I will just order meal prep meals, right? There's a bunch of different companies here in LA. There's a bunch when I was living in Vancouver. I'll just order pre-made meals, right? Some of them, there's a lot of good companies that are whole food plant-based. And I can't remember the name of the last one we looked at for LA. But yeah, there was one that we found. It was 100% whole food plant-based, 20 grams of protein. It was like from lentils, from some tofu, some tempeh. It was actually really clean. They didn't use like Beyond Meat or Beyond Sausages or things like that. So when I'm really going through a busy period, I'm just going to order meal prep meals. So that way, like when I'm in between meetings, I just grab a meal, put it on the stove, warm it up real quick, eat it, and then I'm done. And I can just move forward. So now if you say that it's too expensive for you to get meal prep, because that's the only obstacle there is the cost of it, I want you to reevaluate this. If I go to the restaurant to order something, it's going to cost me 15 to 20 bucks every time I go and eat somewhere, even if it's just quick or fry order takeout, right? 15 to 20 bucks every time. A lot of those meal prep companies are costing between $12 to $15 per meal. They're $12 to $15 per meal. They're pre-thought of, meaning you selected healthy options. You're going to be healthier calorie range and healthier ingredients than if you are to just order food in, right? Ordering takeout is more expensive than just getting a meal prep. And so I'd rather order meal prep food to come into my house. And then that way, when I need it, it's right there. I don't have to wait for the delivery. It's going to cost me more money and it's going to be unhealthy. There's actually like no positive to that. And so meal prep will be a huge benefit to you if you actually don't have time to meal prep food. Now, if you don't have the funds to meal prep, to hire a meal prep company, then what you need to do is you need to find time to meal prep. The one thing I want you to do is I want you to go on your phone, look at your screen consumption and see where you're wasting your time, right? I can promise that 99.9% of you, if I go on your phone, I'll find a few hours of social media or work that it's not, or things that you're wasting time on that's not really serving you, right? If we were, I always like to do this for myself. When I say I don't have time, I'm like, okay, if I had a camera crew following me all day from yesterday, for example, would I be called out on my bullshit? Would they find a bunch of time where I'm just wasting time? Or if I'm literally like back to back and I absolutely cannot meal prep, right? There's a high likelihood that you will be called out on your bullshit and that they're going to find a bunch of time for you where you could have been more efficient, where you could have not done one thing that wasn't serving you and you could have meal prepped, right? So ask yourself that question. If a camera crew was to follow you all day and was to call you out on your bullshit, would you actually have the time to meal prep? You probably do, right? So you need to become more efficient with your time. That's all it means, right? For a lot of our Fit Vegan members, they meal prep twice a week, on Sundays and on Wednesday. So they prep their food from Sunday until Wednesday and from Wednesday until Saturday, right? Because the weekend is the hardest part to stay on track. So it's better to have food ready on Saturday so that you're not kind of just wandering throughout the day eating whatever you want. So they meal prep on Sunday and on Wednesday. And at first, when they start off, maybe it takes them 45 minutes to an hour on Sunday and same thing on Wednesday. And as they get used to the structure, maybe like 30 minutes on Sunday and on Wednesday. So for an hour of meal prep per week, they have food ready from Sunday to Saturday, right? And they're good to go. And so if you do this one thing, I promise you it's going to make the world of a difference. But again, if you listen to this podcast episode, oh yeah, I know about meal prep. I know I should be doing this. And you don't do shit about it. Guess what? It won't actually change your life and it won't actually serve you, right? I always like to say this to my members. It's great that we have group calls. It's great that we have podcasts. And then I share all this information with you and that our coach Sarah and coach Nicole share all this great information with you. But unless you do something with it, it won't change your life and it will just be a cool thing that you know in your head that's not serving you. If you want your life to change, you need to implement the information that you are learning. Your life doesn't change by you learning. It changes by you implementing the information that you are learning. All right, I know so many people that read so many books on how to improve themselves, but they never actually do the exercises or take actions on the things that they're learning. Like, my life's not changing, but I'm reading all these books. Are you implementing what are in the books? Right? One thing I do, I try to read 10 pages every morning and every night. I have 2 different books that I'm reading through right now. One is Why We Sleep by Matthew Walker, and then Man's Search for Meaning. I read it in the evening time. When I'm done a book, I always try to take action on at least one thing from the book that I read, or else it was just a book that I read, right? Every book that I read, I want it to provide value to my life. And so how can I grab all the information that I got in this book and implement it in my life to make my life better, right? That's what books are there for. You get to learn from the lifetime of someone's research or for someone's biography. Like, isn't that the cool thing? Books are the best mentor. I'm going a little tangent here, but you get to read a book from someone that spent their lifetime studying a specific topic, and you get to like condense their lifetime within 200 to 300 pages. Like, isn't that the coolest thing? You get to live 40 plus years within 200 to 300 pages, and you get to have all this knowledge and all the mistakes, all the money they spent messing up, all the wrong things that they did. You get to learn from that within 200 to 300 pages, right? Which can take you a month to read if you're reading 10 pages a day. And so use books to your advantage so that you can acquire that knowledge. And same thing with this podcast here. Meal prep. Try meal prepping for a month. I'm not going to tell you to do it for one day or for 1 week because you won't actually see a difference. I want you to do it for 1 month. Stick to it for 1 month. Meal prep your food, right? Either on Sunday and Wednesday or just on Sunday for the whole week. But I promise you'll see the world of a difference and how easier it is for you to make the right choices. But second, that's a big one for members. When life throws you an obstacle, which it will inevitably all the time, you have food ready. I was like, oh my God, there's this last thing and I got to run to the emergency for my kid. It just happened for one of our members. Well, you got to go to the emergency for one of your kids. Your dinner's ready. Just bring food for you and your kid. Bam, healthy food right there. You're not stuck at the hospital trying to order takeout or trying to eat from the vending machine. You have healthy food available. And when you have healthy food available, how do you think your body responds to stress? A lot better than if you have a shitty vegan cheeseburger and you're stressed on top of it. All right. So guys, meal prep, and I guarantee you this will be the number one thing that will absolutely change the game in terms of your transformation. So guys, if you found this podcast valuable and you guys are liking these quick, I would say quick, this one's probably a little bit longer, these quick Friday episodes, then be sure to let me know. Reach out to me on Instagram and on Facebook. All the links are in the show notes. There's also a link down below if you're interested in working with us with our Fit Vegan coaching team. Again, we've helped over 450 vegans completely transform their body from 20 different countries. We're amazing at what we do. We love our members. We care for them, and we want every single one of them to succeed. So apply on the link down below. And guys, thank you very much for listening to this episode.